To be able to confidently buy a home, whether it's an investment or your principal residence, not only do we need focus for at least 90 days, we're saying maybe it's 90 weeks, we also need flexibility built into that.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We are pretty thrilled that for over 35 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only to sell, buy, and invest in real estate, but come alongside you to build your fund, build your faith, build your finances, and even strengthen, heal inside relationship. This concept of 90, it's a guideline. It's a flexibility within that construct, because the next thing we're going to talk about is that maybe will take you 90 days to find your dream home or your next home or your first home or your investment property, right? Or it could be that you can find it and move in 90 days.
Yeah, it's like if you ever seen an accordion stretch and shrink, that's what the time frame can be like. And so sometimes people say to me, oh, there's no hurry. I don't need to meet with you because we don't want to be, or we won't be ready to buy to move in, or we want to move in next January, or we want to move in 6 months from now. And I said, well, then we need to meet
now.
because sometimes, yes, we might find a place in 30 days and get a 60-day closing. So we cram everything into 90 days, 3 months, or sometimes, depending on the type of property, it may take 3 months to find it. The majority of our clients find the right property. When they're ready to go, they'll find the right property within 3 to 4 weeks, typically. Now,
and then sometimes it's 3 years.
Yeah, well, we just had somebody that wanted the unicorn property, right?
Yeah.
And that took
over 3 years.
Over 3 years to find the property. But when they found it, they bought it fast.
Because they had done the other steps that we talked about in segment A and segment B, where we talked about getting all your money in order, getting your financial documents in order, getting your mindset in order, getting your why you want to do, what you want, what you don't want. So then when they saw it, they could move quickly.
Yeah, and even then, it wasn't a fast closing. What was the closing on that? 3 months? 4 months, 4-month long closing. That's a long closing.
Yeah.
So patience, flexibility, are important.
And yet, if you don't have the focus, those 90 days are going to disappear and you'll be no further towards your goal than you were before. So the whole premise this entire month of July is we're going to get what we've been getting if we don't have the clarity and the focus of what we want to accomplish.
Yeah, and whether you're buying your first home, your second home, your investment property, it doesn't matter. This is a wealth building journey. And so we want to invite you to our July 23rd Building Wealth Wisely workshop, where you're going to spend 90 minutes or so with questions and stuff. It might be a little longer. It might be 290 minutes by the time you drive there, drive home, have social time and all of that. But it's going to be time and money really well spent. And just jump on dekkerteam.com. There'll be a little pop-up. You can click on it there, and that will get you to the link to register. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's that concept of, once we find the house, what do we need to do?
Yeah.
Well, like getting the inspections all lined up and organizing the structure around all of that, again, may require some flexibility, because you might want to do it in the evening, but most inspectors aren't available in the evening. So it means organizing time off work. Like there's just, logistical things that if you pre-plan them, as I think I said in segment E, segment B, there's no E, B, that if you spend a minute organizing, you'll actually save an hour. You'll earn an hour back.
And there's lots
So slow
of
it
things
down to speed up.
Yeah, lots of things to organize when you're moving. And so within that 90-day period, let's say it's a 30-day, you find it, 60-day closing. In those 60 days, there's a lot of periods where you may need to spend 90 minutes organizing, like, organizing transfer of utilities or opening of new utilities for your new place.
Change of address.
Yeah.
Not much gets mailed anymore. And yet, wouldn't you be sad if one important piece slipped through?
Yeah.
So it's actually a great time if you haven't moved online and you're willing to move online with banking. When you're doing a move, it's a great time to step that process up so that there's less change of address, less things to go south.
Yeah, and again, agree with your partner, if you have a partner, on what the moving day is going to look like. Are we hiring? Are we renting a trailer? Are we engaging our friend community? Are we going out to eat? Are we bringing in pizza? Are we having picnic? Is some people making food for us? Like, what's it look like? Build a plan, like you said, right? Spend a few minutes. Build a plan. It's not to say that everything will work perfectly.
Remember the flexibility piece? Still stay flexible. And we talk about some of the details and the minutiae, I guess, around a move, because maybe there are things that you've never thought about. Maybe it's gone smoothly and you just had I was going to say lucky, but just an easy flow. But this time wouldn't be like that if you didn't organize. Maybe there's kids. Maybe there's daycare to organize.
Yeah, and maybe there's time spent with children working through the transition, because transitions are not easy for anybody. They're not always easy for a child. They may not speak up and say they have a problem, and yet you can save a lot of heartache for a child by walking through transitions with them, taking the time to care for them. And then there are some children that are more special needs that really have a time with transitions, right? So if your child has a tough time with transition, like transition to go to school, to go to bed, that kind of transition, we're leaving the house now, it's time to stop playing, it's time to clean up, those transitions, they're going to have even a tougher time with the transition into a new home.
Yeah. And of course, let's not forget about the school transfers. And I think those things people don't let fall through the cracks. But new community events, where the sports events are going to be, what church you might want to attend, like looking into all of that in advance, maybe even in advance of choosing where you're going to look to buy.
Yeah, we're going to really expand on that on July 25th. On the show. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be how to integrate into a new community, even if you've already been there for a year or 10 years. How to reintegrate if you never did it in the first place. Yeah. And then, what's the move look like? What's the unpacking look like? What's our priorities? Do we just set up beds and we have a bag with our toiletries and a change of clothes and the rest happens another time? Like, plan that stuff out. It'll go so much more smoothly.
It will. And so really what we're inviting you to do is think ahead. Because I think you, maybe like me, kind of want things just to happen, want it to be seamless. And yet the seamlessness comes out of the preparation.
And people like me don't necessarily like to prepare. I like to wing it sometimes. And that can get me in trouble.
You don't want to wing it with a move. So if you want to set up a strategy with us, do give us a shout. We will gladly walk you through the simplest process, and do join us July 23rd.
Yeah, and we're glad that you joined us on Life's Inside Track, because when we move forward together, we've got this.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward.